Hello and welcome back. Today we'll be doing question E from the 2022 British Physics Olympiad Round 1. Let's get started. A particle of mass m1 and initial speed u makes an elastic collision with a stationary particle of mass m2. The particles move off at speeds v1 and v2 respectively, at equal angles theta either side of the initial incident direction of m1. Part 1. What is the largest ratio of m1 to m2 for which this equal angle condition can occur? Part 2. If m1 is equal to m2, what is the largest angle of deflection theta of particle m1 for this equal angle condition? Pause the video to have a think, and once you're ready, restart to see if you were correct. Let's get started with a diagram. Here we have a mass of m1 moving rightwards with a speed of u. It then collides with a mass m2, and they move off at speeds v1 and v2 respectively, both making an angle theta to the incident direction of u. Firstly, we'll use conservation of momentum in the horizontal direction and determine that m1u is equal to m1v1 cosine theta plus m2v2 cosine theta. We'll also use conservation of momentum vertically to determine that m1v1 sine theta is equal to m2v2 sine theta, and therefore m1v1 is equal to m2v2. Combining these two means that we have u is equal to 2v1 cosine theta. From here, we can attempt to apply conservation of energy. Using this means that we have m1u squared is equal to m1v1 squared plus m2v2 squared. This can be written as m1v1 multiplied by v1 plus v2, since m2v2 is equal to m1v1. We can then write this as m1v1 squared multiplied by 1 plus v2 over v1. We can then divide out m1 from both sides, leaving u squared is equal to v1 squared of 1 plus v2 over v1. Substituting our value for u from above, we can write this as 4v1 squared cosine squared theta, and this is guaranteed to be larger than 4v1 squared. Since 4v1 squared and cosine squared theta are all positive, and cosine squared theta is guaranteed to be less than or equal to 1. Taking out a v1 squared from both sides and subtracting 1, we end up with v2 over v1 is greater than or equal to 3. v2 over v1 is also equal to m1 over m2, and therefore m1 over m2 is less than or equal to 3. Now we can move on to part 2. In the case that m1 is equal to m2, we have that v1 is also equal to v2. Therefore, we have that 2 is equal to 4 cosine squared theta, and thus theta is equal to 45 degrees. If you liked our video, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time for some more fun maths problems. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.